Well, that happened a lot faster than I thought. Hey, Pixie, good to see you. Trusty Ape here. I was gonna watch this video because I thought I'd have some more time, but I have to go check in really quick. So we'll leave this other thing playing until we come back, I guess, or something. What are we doing? Okay.
The girl politics on here, it's getting corny. You guys suck at misandry. For a group of people that talk a lot about decentering men, you guys sure are talking about men a lot. For some of you who are supposedly such free thinkers, you guys sure do all have the same opinion. My husband wouldn't be politically neutral, and how can I be friends with someone who doesn't stand for something political? How can someone not make their entire personality politics, even though my politics are going to change to whatever the 100,000 girls and reels are saying next week? And actually, men don't have feelings, haha, like it's all the same. So can you guys at least be a little creative and stop just repeating what the last girl said? It's getting really boring. The girl politics on here, it's getting corny. You guys suck at misandry. For a group of people that talk a lot about decentering men, you guys sure are talking about men a lot. For some of you who are supposedly such free thinkers, you guys sure do all have the same opinion. My husband wouldn't be politically neutral, and how can I be friends with someone who doesn't stand for something political? How can someone not make their entire personality politics, even though my politics are going to change to whatever the 100,000 girls and reels are saying next week? And actually, men don't have feelings, haha, like it's all the same. So can you guys at least be a little creative and stop just repeating what the last girl said? It's getting really boring. The girl politics on here, it's getting corny. You guys suck at misandry. For a group of people that talk a lot about decentering men, you guys sure are talking about men a lot. For some of you who are supposedly such free thinkers, you guys sure do all have the same opinion. My husband wouldn't be politically neutral, and how can I be friends with someone who doesn't stand for something political? How can someone not make their entire personality politics, even though my politics are going to change to whatever the 100,000 girls and reels are saying next week? And actually, men don't have feelings, haha, like it's all the same. So can you guys at least be a little creative and stop just repeating what the last girl said? It's getting really boring. The girl politics on here, it's getting corny. You guys suck at misandry. For a group of people that talk a lot about decentering men, you guys sure are talking about men a lot. For some of you who are supposedly such free thinkers, you guys sure do all have the same opinion. My husband wouldn't be politically neutral, and how can I be friends with someone who doesn't stand for something political? How can someone not make their entire personality politics, even though my politics are going to change to whatever the 100,000 girls and reels are saying next week? And actually, men don't have feelings, haha, like it's all the same. So can you guys at least be a little creative and stop just repeating what the last girl said? It's getting really boring. The girl politics on here, it's getting corny. You guys suck at misandry. For a group of people that talk a lot about decentering men, you guys sure are talking about men a lot. For some of you who are supposedly such free thinkers, you guys sure do all have the same opinion. My husband wouldn't be politically neutral, and how can I be friends with someone who doesn't stand for something political? How can someone not make their entire personality politics, even though my politics are going to change to whatever the 100,000 girls and reels are saying?
Okay. Sorry about that. Anyway, technical difficulties and such. Uh, Apparently, the kids are home and everything. So yeah, all's right in the world. Matt, good to see you. Shit, she's on to us. He's going into a loop. Yeah, I had to step away, so I was like, "What can I put on right now?" And that was what I got. It wasn't what I really wanted to watch, anyway. But I thought I was killing time here. So anyway, I hope everybody's good. I'm okay. I just had to take a little bit of a gut punch at work. Just with basically my superiors were like, I brought up an idea or strategy, and my superiors were like, no, we're kind of going the wrong direction. We want to do the opposite of what you're talking about. And I was like, okay. So then I had to readjust my whole plan, and yeah, it's fun. I suck at misandry. That was pretty good. I find Brittany pretty entertaining. Um, she's yeah. I get into some channels that sometimes I'm like, is this satire? Because they generally claim to be satire, but then when you hear them talk, you're sometimes like, okay, wait, were they being sarcastic then, or are they being sarcastic now? Because what? But usually it's in response to something someone else is saying. Daddy, I'm home. Good to see you, Spooky. Yeah, they don't look at me like dad, but I'm pretty much the dad of the house, I suppose. And yeah. Anyway, we'll stop there. We'll stop there. I don't want to become randomly inappropriate now that we're like 7 minutes in and a couple people are viewing. But speaking of, this is what I actually wanted to watch because we were looking at the G-Man Chronicles, and then we got this from Fat Photog here, which is the most recent post from Rev. And I want to say, like, there's a little bit of history here. I've been watching these folks for a few years now, and I did post. I think it's still up in my videos or my shorts on this channel. Was like an open letter or an honest message for Rev Dude here, and so yeah, I just saw this on the way in, and I thought it was pretty interesting. Let's take a look.
20% schizoid man.
Really loud to my ear. I don't know about you guys.
What's up, guys? It's the Reverend Wizard. Why did I call myself that? Because, well, this cloak around this area now has made me be called the Wizard.
I don't want to give spoiler alerts because I mean, yeah, right now he's calling himself a wizard, but this is actually going to be like one of the most sane things I've ever seen out of this guy. So,
Me? How am I? I'm blessed every day. This is my home. Yeah, I got no permanent roof over my head, but God finds a way every day to show me that he still loves me. So that's pretty cool. And I got coffee and I got cigarettes because of one angel out there. And
one angel. He's got one angel coming to visit him to bring coffee and cigarettes. Also, please note, this is apparently Rev's first time out on the streets by his own admission, so that's where we're at now.
And because of that angel, I supply homeless people around here with a lot of cigarettes too. So,
You're giving away your blessings, man. You're paying it forward.
was it? I can't remember which reaction, whatever channel said it, but they're like, guaranteed Rev is going to be live streaming soon. No, but I decided to give you a video here because you do.
I love the editing. I mean, there's got to be something going on between there, but because no, they said no, but actually yes, yeah, I am actually live streaming this. And so, and it gets juicy.
Deserve that. Somebody said, "What? Oh, we've been here for years, Rev, with you, supporting you, and you can't even make a fucking video for us." Well, I'm making the fucking video now. Rev,
That's why I decided to do this video. Actually, was because I felt like I owed you guys something. As subscribers, I just need to let you know. I've never had anybody attack me in such a way, but I do find it kind of comical at this stage of the game. So.
Holy ravioli, what the fuck is the deal? I'll tell you what the deal is. I'm homeless. Since I told you the eviction thing and the not eviction, the fucking condemning of the house, I've been on the street and I've learned a lot about life. Holy shit. I was a spoiled brat kid. No, I wasn't a brat, but I was spoiled as fuck. And I'll tell you, what people go through on the street is fucking insane. Especially
We're all brats when we're drunk, Rev. I mean, that's just common sense.
in Scranton, PA. Because I'm going to tell you that there are not many services or anything that you would call support for the homeless population here very much. With that being said, the main reason I'm making this video, it's going out
To raise awareness for lack of resources for the homeless in Scranton, PA, right? That's what we're doing here. Yeah. Yeah, they sell them. We sell them. You know, like really bring that up though. It's like, hey, like, well, I mean, maybe if people gave financial support for a product, they'd be like, okay, we're churning out a product here, right? But that's not actually what's going on. This isn't like a purely transactional type of thing going on here. I actually had a friend accidentally cash out me $20 yesterday. And then, I was like, what's that for? And as soon as I was, investigating the situation, they messaged me and like, oops. And I, sent it back. This shit happens. But occasionally people do send me, money on the internet, just because, life happens and some of us are luckier than others, right? And we don't invest too much like emotional, there's not a lot of emotional investment there, I guess is, what I was trying to say. But these guys are really, I mean, they do live life on the internet's terms. So, yeah, Holy Ravioli, what's going on? that was a good catch. He's still not sure, but he's like, this sounds a little more enlightened, than what we generally hear. Like Rev's like, holy shit, there's like real people out on these streets trying to live, and now I'm one of them. Wow, what a fucking revelation for the Rev dude.
To Shani. Yes, it's going out to Shani. And I made a post, right? I told you guys I contacted her healthcare coordinator. Well, she got back to me today in a text message. And she said...
Pause at the belch. But yeah, this video is for Shani. It's not actually for the subscribers on the internet who are trolling him and telling him that, he owed them content or whatever. But it's actually for Shani, just to be clear.
Jason, I'm going to be honest with you. I can't tell you anything. So there you go. I'm not going to know what happened to Shani. Get out of here. Somebody fucking called me while I'm making the video. So now I have to stitch the fucking video together. So Ann told me I can't tell you shit, guys, because she can't tell me anything. So if she can't tell me anything, there's no way I'm going to be able to find out anything about Shani. I really
And so now the grift is people trying to figure out what's going on with Shani, because apparently she went offline. They've both been kicked out of the house. Fast forward, rewind, or whatever.
Wanted to know how she's doing, because I'm going to be honest, I've had time to think about what happened between me and her at the end, okay? All that crazy shit with the live streams, and then she started calling me a pedophile and a fucking rapist and all this fucking crazy shit, and say I was small dick and all this fucking bullshit. Of course she did that.
Oh, she's been saying he had a small dick for a long time, but yeah, that other shit's kind of new.
Why would I think otherwise? Why would I think that she would do anything else? No, of course I would, and I knew she was going to do that when I did what I did. What did I do? I'll tell you what I did. I was really done with the relationship. Done. And I knew that the only way that she would be okay with us being apart was if I went real negative on her. It was a huge mistake, and I regret it, and I hope Shani...
So you acted like a psycho so that she would leave, but then you ended up in jail, right? Like, that was your... So, okay, so this is honest reflection. Like, we've got to give him credit, for actually honestly reflecting on this. That rather than just, being a mature adult and developing a game plan and communicating with this person, hey, the relationship's over, I'm out, right? Like, you didn't do that. You just started acting like a crazy person, right? I've actually been in this situation, so...
And he sees this someday. Because why? What am I saying to you, Shani? I'm saying to you that I only wanted the absolute best for you, ever. And since...
Yeah, there was a girl, I remember I was in grade school, and she was like the first girl, I think, that I kissed on the mouth, and knew, maybe not the first girl I kissed on the mouth. But it was slightly more developed than the elementary school stuff, but we were still in elementary school. And so this girl broke up with me, and I proceeded to I put a bunch of salt out of a salt shaker in my hand, and I threw it at her at some point. This was shit I did, technically prepubescent, I guess. Yeah.
Having time alone, a lot of time alone, and being lonely as fuck, because that's the way it is when you're homeless. There's a lot of people around you when you're homeless, because you got to come together as a community. But it's also very lonely. If you don't have your girl out here with you, because there's some individuals that have their woman out there, out here with them. That's fantastic. You know, if you can go through this.
I do want to say it is not always optimal. I mean, for me, having been through a relationship as an unhome person, it did not do wonders for us. It did not bring us closer together, and we became way more toxic as a result. But, part of the reason for the homelessness was toxicity in the relationship. But yeah, I mean, it's not, generally recommended. I know people feel safer if they have a companion, but yeah, it doesn't really jive for like healthy, pair bonding type of stuff when you're struggling to survive.
With another soul, that's fantastic. But if you don't have somebody to go through it with, this is fucking death. You saw in my post I said I spent a night with a guy in a tent. Yeah, we cuddled. It's a guy, actually, he was a year below me in high school. And, or maybe a couple years below me in high school, I'm not sure. And, yeah, we cuddled. Why? We had to. It was like 19 degrees out at the end of the, going into the morning. We were in a kitty.
It's like Brokeback Mountain out here. The other thing I've got to just point out, for people, and I know I haven't been in a shelter myself. I know the conditions. I've worked in shelters, right? But I know there have to be fucking homeless shelters in Scranton, PA. And if you can't get into them, it's generally sometimes there is overcrowding. I give it that. It takes time to get into the shelter. But a lot of people don't get into the shelters because they're being stubborn or refusing to budge on a certain thing, like a policy that the shelter has that they won't follow, right? So yeah, just that's a side note.
Kitty tent, and the thing was collapsing on top of our heads because it was like not that cold at the nighttime, and it was raining all night. I did the neck thing. Laugh at that, motherfucker. Look at the time.
I don't know what the neck thing is. That one goes completely over my head. I listened to it before and I was like, what the fuck is he talking about? And I just gave up. It's not worth my time.
Building. That's Scranton, PA for you. It's my home. And I've been getting to know the streets, It's a fucking cool place. I know this place way better than when I had a house here. Go figure. But I cuddled a man to get warm. And I'm going to tell you, it was the weirdest fucking thing I've ever experienced. Bizarre. Cuddling a man. Did I ever dream that...
But did you become erect? That's the real question.
I would cuddle a man for any reason. No. But I did. Because I had to. Because it was freezing. What do I say to you, Shanny? I only ever wanted the best for you. You refused to accept that we were done in a relationship. And I was telling you I would even take care of you still. But...
See, that's actually semi-mature. He's like, dude, I had no other way of shaking this chick off but behaving like a complete, lunatic asshole. That's the only way I could do it. And sometimes that happens. I get it, there's other situations, for sure. Yeah.
But your mind was so fucked up at that time because of William. William caused all of this.
Now that's fucked. That is totally fucked right there. So this is where we can hit the brakes on that and be like, no sir. You don't take personal accountability and then try to blame it on somebody who you, oh no. Yeah, it just doesn't work that way. And so yeah, Rev's still stuck in this loop. But at least he's taking accountability for some of his own behavior, and I think that's a step in the right direction. I don't know.
William caused our breakup, and I know I'm going to get so much hate for this. How dare you attack her kid? Yeah, well, guess what? Her kid's an asshole. He was seeking attention because he felt like he was ignored, which is ridiculous because Shanny would drop...
You know what you're supposed to do when kids seek attention in inappropriate ways? The first thing they tell you to do is to ignore it. Don't give them the attention, right? So, yeah, just a pro tip there.
Anything to talk to that boy. He went silent on her when he knows the kid is smart. He knows how much that would have fucked her up. And it did. Bad. And it did cause our breakup. It led to it. Because her depression after him going silent made her like she was dead already. So what am I saying to Shanny? I'm really sorry about my behavior at the end.
Good job apologizing. Good job.
Because I was listening to troll women that were acting like, oh, we might like you and shit like that to
Random people on the internet. He has no evidence of actual identity that these were even women, and if they were, whether they were actually interested in him or like, you know, feasible as just none of this. Like he is talking about just randos on the internet messaging him, which is crazy at this stage. Like you would think he would get that there are people on the internet that do this, but he has not figured that part out yet.
bait me into doing bad shit to you, Shannon. And I did it. And it wrecked both of our lives. Because we could have been in Uncle Tom's house a lot longer. There was no reason to condemn the house.
A little banter inside chat. Oh no, he does a weird neck stretch thing. Maybe I do that too, Spooky. I don't know. I definitely stretch my neck weirdly sometimes, but yeah, that's I mean, mannerisms. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm kind of used to seeing people do the weird mannerisms. So I guess I dismiss more of them than the average Joe. Kissing you. Oh, and I missed this one. Shani, on the other hand, she has some explaining to do. Shani is definitely, she is a shopaholic, for certain. She's ordering all kinds of shit off of like Temu and who knows where, when she has the means. Like, yeah, I could definitely see that.
The house. None. The pipes were good. It wasn't that messy. It was at the end because of all the crazy shit that went on. But it wasn't messy. There was
So
no...
apparently the house was condemned. I haven't gotten a lot of new information about that. I did know, like, so, like, the last we heard, the last I heard, sorry, transitioning, you know, language between, you know, sometimes I talk like this and other times I have to say it like that. But the last that I was aware, right, so Shani had him arrested again, but he gets out of jail, and this time the cops are like, nope, we're not pressing charges. He goes back to the house, and they had an argument in the house, and then she was streaming in the next room. You could clearly hear him in the other room, and she was saying she was going to get him kicked out of the house, and now we're hearing that the house is condemned. But I didn't really hear about anything in between there. So it seems like her strategy was to report something to the city, I guess is how you would go about that. I don't know. And effectively got both of them kicked out of the house.
no reason to condemn the house. They condemned the house because it became such a problem with the police. And why was that? Because of the shit that I was pulling upstairs that triggered her so bad that she was starting to get physically violent again. So I am taking...
So there's a problem with the police. They do not condemn houses because you're having a problem with the police, unless you had like a drug den up there. That could be one reason. Like, usually it means that it's like an unsafe environment, ongoing criminal investigations going on, right? Like, why would you condemn a house? I just have to, like, speculate there, I guess, so.
Taking responsibility right now. And I'm saying directly to Shani, I'm really sorry. Because I've been alone out here walking the streets, smoking cigarettes and whatever. And I've had time to really think about this. And I've wept, Shan. I've wept. I have cried a lot for you. Not because I miss our relationship. I don't. I don't miss that. I do miss the good times we had. I think about them with sorrow.
I think this is also good, acknowledging that, hey, there were good times, but, you know, those good times are no more. It's definitely over. But, you know, being apologetic, there's some growth in there. And he looks exceptionally more sober-ish than most times. And he's only smoking cigarettes and whatever, so.
Sorrow now, because I do miss those good times with you. But I just wanted to make this video to take responsibility for being a fucking asshole and getting on there with Fupa Cheese L, the L chick, and Jules, and being really not okay with you. I was so fucking...
Yeah, let me apologize both for my behavior online and real life, because the two aren't necessarily the same. but they kind of are, I suppose.
up
Yeah.
in the head. And I wanted you to really fucking get it that I was done with our relationship. You just couldn't accept that. But now you have to. I forced that. Do I regret that? No. I don't regret that because I did not want a relationship with you anymore, Shan. I didn't. You'd become so fucking miserable that I couldn't see myself going forward in life with you anymore.
I know that feeling too. Yep.
That's what happened. Do I still have love in my heart for you? I will always have love in my heart for you. Because your heart is good. You're sweet. And I wish you the absolute best in life, Shannon. The best. Peace and Maranatha.
Aw. And that is that. That's what we came home to. And that's what they came home to. Upcoming, stuff, I suppose, will be over here. I'm not sure whether I should just stick with the mission now that I've begun it, or transition on to other activities at this point, because I didn't have much planned. Oh, we didn't remove that one. Remove. And then we save this one as well. It's 420. But they say, fuck 420, I burn anytime, My awesome wife says, yeah, me too. Uh-oh. Who's gonna wipe Shani's bum now? I think she'll, probably find some other, dude. It's interesting the flex of, so you probably find a lot more guys who actually simp for Shani. I don't know about their their status, but they're probably out there who would actually get like some kind of kink turn on at this point, on that one. Weird side note there. Probably better that I get going, I suppose. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do at this juncture, actually. Moment of prayer, to find out what we're doing, because I don't have the answers. I don't have all the answers, I move through life in kind of a fluid way where I'm adapting to circumstances and things like this, and so I'm not always sure what the correct thing to do is. But right now I'm feeling like it might be an appropriate time to wrap up and move on. Oh, thank you, Picky. That was bad. Thank you, Pixie. My tongue stopped working for me there. Much love. And Spooky Bed here says be water. I think we're going to do that. So I will say to everybody, thank you for stopping by. And I will be back as soon as I can. And always appreciate the companionship, the fellowship that happens here. Much love, and be kind, and be well, and stay trusty. And we'll see you on the next one.